dear brothers and sisters. It's wonderful to have all of you here to think about spiritual wellness. We live in an age where we're all focused on wellness. And generally, when we talk about wellness, we think about the body, and that is where our attention goes. If you look back in the last maybe 40 years, there have been many exercise gyms out there. There are many spas that have come up because we as human beings realize that the physical body needs to be well. As we age, we find difficulties coming into the body. And so to keep the body well, it has been at the forefront, especially in the last 40, 50 years. And as these facilities come in, we go there, we either exercise, we learn how to eat properly, we spend time sometimes in solitude in some of these spas, which are maybe trying to help us also deal with some of the stresses and strains of life. Little do we realize that the physical body and our emotions are only the outside part of our being. And so when we try to fix the outside part and we have not gone to the core of who we are, then we are never going to be totally well. You know, we could be physically fit, we could be rolling in wealth on the outside to get the gadgets and the joys that we get out of the world outside. But if we are empty on the inside, then happiness doesn't stay with us. And so spiritual wellness is a means by which we heal the spirit, we heal the soul. And so as we look at our lives, we all want the very best for ourselves. Because we think we're the human body, so we do all kinds of things to make the body fit and fine. Whether it be eating the right kind of food, whether it be doing the right kind of exercises. We also many times relate to ourselves as our intellect. And so we try to gain knowledge, because knowledge stimulates our mind. Just like food nourishes our physical body, knowledge nourishes our mind. And as we get entangled in that arena, then we find that we are distracted into the activities of the world outside. So Kabir Sahib has said, very beautifully says, the life of a human being is just like the life of a musk deer. A musk deer has the sweet smell of musk, and it is searching for it, and so it's sometimes running here to find where the smell is coming from, sometimes running here to find where the smell is coming from, sometimes run there to find where the smell is coming from, not realizing that the musk is coming from within itself. And it's the same thing with us. We as human beings are searching on the world outside. We want to be calm, we want to be peaceful, we want to be joyous, we want to be blissful, we want to be happy, we want to be fulfilled. So he says, okay, let me find something in the world outside, because as we grow, that is all we learn. Look at the life of a child. A child is born, and all of a sudden, on their crib, we put all of these gadgets. They're running around, they're having different lights, they have different sounds. So the attention of the child goes into those. We feel as parents this will make them happy. And pretty soon, as they get up, what do we teach our children? The languages so they can understand us. And then the cultures of wherever we live. How do we eat? Do we eat with our hands? Do we eat with our knives and forks? Should the knife be on the left side or the right side, depending on if they live in America or Europe? We teach them the cultures of wherever we are born and wherever societies we are in. And then, as they grow a little bit more, we send them to schools. And the schools are teaching them languages, they're teaching them maths, sciences, history and geography, so that they learn everything about this world on the outside. And so as a child grows up, it just feels that everything that it needs to know should come from the world outside. So when we want to be happy, that's where we focus our attention. We go to the movies, we go to culture programs, we go to sports, we go on vacations to different parts of the world, because we feel, this is what happiness is all about. And little do we realize when we come back after those things, we are happy while we are there, but then the ups and downs of life have not changed. And the arena in which our attention is still on the world outside, which is impermanent. And when we connect with something which is impermanent, then we can never get lasting happiness. So the saints and mystics have always been talking about knowing ourselves. That we need to first focus on who we are before we can be happy and joyous, before we can be well. And so if we only think about ourselves as the body or the mind, and if the wellness that we try to get is only at the level of our physical existence, our emotional and our intellectual existences, then we are never going to be eternally happy. So when we look back at history, there's always this talk about know thyself. So today, can we experience those states too? And living in this age, we wonder if people who lived in those ages where these great founders of the faiths came, if they were lucky enough to be focused towards God, can we be focused in the same arena too? And can we experience God? The creative power which brought all creation to being, the creative power which is embedded deep within each and every one of us, is called the Shabd, or the holy word, or the Naam, and it's like a vibration. And even the scientists today are telling us that the smallest particle that they've found is not solid. It's just a vibration which is so quick that our instruments felt that it was solid. And if we were to connect with the Creator, then we would always be happy. When we go to our places of worship, and we could be in any kind of problem, we are very happy when we get there. Why? Because we feel the presence of God in our place of worship. And so the saints and mystics are telling us, God is not up in the sky, God is not in the depths of the ocean, God is within each and every one of us. And the key is to be able to experience God. As we learn the techniques of being able to reach within ourselves, go within ourselves, and connect with this divine power, it brings us so much happiness and joy that it is very difficult to put those states into words. The journey within is a journey of love. All of our scriptures are telling us that those who love are the ones who find God. And this is in each and every one of the scriptures. And so when we sit in silence, whether we call it meditation, or praying with attention, or inversion, or concentrating within, these are all different names for similar techniques, in which we remove the chatter of the world outside, in which the distractions of the world outside are removed, so that we can home into the power within ourselves. And so as we do that, then this journey is an unfolding of vistas after vistas of spiritual energy, of spirituality. And this is unfolding of vistas of light and of divine sound. And Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj had written very beautifully about the spiritual journey, He says, खाक से ताबा क्या कशां हमने तो जब किया सफ़र इश्क मिला कदम कदम हुस्न मिला नज़र नज़र. He says, when I traveled from the earth to the Milky Way, I met love at every step and beauty in every glance. So the journey within is a journey of love. It's the unfolding of the love of the Lord. And it's a journey of beauty because vistas after vistas after vistas open up, which are more beautiful and more beautiful and more beautiful. You know, many of us think that the sunsets and sunrises are very beautiful. And people travel to many different parts of the world and they say, oh, if you go to this part of the world, you get the best sunset. And if you go to that part of the world, you get the best sunset or the sunrise is there. But what you experience within is so many times more blissful than the sunsets and the sunrises of this physical world. Why? Because this physical world is a reflection of the spiritual worlds. If the nourishment of the body is food, the nourishment for the mind is knowledge or activities of this world outside, and the nourishment for the soul is connection with the divine power, the creative power, the divine power of light and sound of God. Now that's reverberating within ourselves 24 hours a day. It's a question of where we put our attention. You know, right now we are living at the level of our senses, a sense of sight, a sense of hearing, a sense of smell, a sense of taste, and a sense of touch. And these are the senses which are taking our attention, which is the outer expression of our soul, and putting into the world outside. Now, as long as we live at that level, that's all we will perceive. So, everything that we see with these eyes, we take to be real. Everything that we hear with these ears, we take to be real. Not realizing these are inputs coming from a reflection of the true worlds. But since many of us have dreams, okay, when you have a dream, you find yourself in that dream state. And when you have a dream, whatever dream is, you find everything is real. And all of a sudden, when you wake up, you realize that it was a dream. And so saints are exhorting us to awaken spiritually. Right now, our attention is the world outside. So all the saints, they're asking us to awaken from this dream and experience the reality. The human existence has been given a gateway to go on the spiritual journey. We all have been given a gateway here, between and behind the two eyebrows, which is called the single eye or the third eye, or the Jivya Chakshu or the Dasmadwar. And this gateway is opening into the regions within. And so God has given us this opportunity to experience the creative power, the power that brought all creation to being. Now, all the tools that we need have been given to us. It is for us to make use of them. If we don't use it, it's we who lose out. And this is why this existence has been called a golden opportunity. If you believe in the transmigration of the soul, then you know that if we have to go through all the 8.4 million of species, how long will it take for us to get back another human birth? And this is why the saints talk about this human existence as being a Hari Mandir, means a temple of God. God resides in this human body. Each and every one of us has the presence of God. The gateway to experience God is here, at the seat of the soul. We just need to learn the techniques to be able to go on the spiritual journey. And as we learn the techniques of meditation, of sitting in silence, then vistas after vistas of divine light and divine sound open up for us. And it's so enchanting and it's so beautiful and it's so loving that it starts to transform us by being with that environment. It's a transformation of love. It puts us in a state of bliss like we've never experienced before. It puts us in a compassionate state, in a state of forgiveness, in a state in which we want to be helping to someone else. And as we find this transformation coming to us, the effect of this transformation is not only on our life, not only on the lives of those that we are close to, that we live with, but a transformed individual can transform families. Transform families can help transform communities. Transform communities can help transform cities. Transform cities can help transform countries, and transform countries can help us transform the whole world. So each and every one of us has a tremendous insight into creating a world which is heaven down here on earth. The key is to first transform ourselves, and this transformation comes as we go within and as we connect with the divine power. Our words are more loving, we're compassionate of others, and we find that rather than be under the vials of these 5 thieves, which is anger, lust, greed, attachment, and ego, we become more truthful, we become more non-violent, we're more loving, we are humble, we want to help others, and we realize that as we bring joy into the life of others that we meet, that the benefits will come to us automatically. Each and every one of us has the same purpose in life. We might think we have different purposes, but we all have one basic purpose, and that is we have the human body, we need to know ourselves, and we need to be one with God. So self-realization is knowing ourselves. God-realization is finding the oneness with God. And each and every one of our faith is talking about that. We generally forget the inner side of our faith. We focus on the outside of our faith. We focus on what should we do when we go to a place of worship. Do we listen to a hymn? Do we ring a bell? Do we light a candle? Do we listen to a sermon? And we just are caught up in all of that stuff. Forget the each and every one of the faiths were based on the life and the teachings of a great saint. And they all had their communion with Lord, and they all wanted us to be able to connect with God too. And so that is the purpose of our life. And God can be found in silence, not in the chattering. It's just like if 4 or 5 or 6 or 10 people are together, if everyone's talking, no one gaining anything. And the person who's talking is not the one who gains, the person who's listening is the one who gains. So the voice of the Lord is there. It's for us to tune into it and listen to the voice, experience the divine light, and then we'll be able to soar into the regions to be one with God. So I pray to God Almighty to help each and every one of us here connect with the divine power within and to experience the divine light in its effulgence. I want to leave you with a very short meditative practice. You can try it in home. We'll try it for about a few minutes. This is a practice which can be done by anyone. It's a purely spiritual practice. Doesn't need any yogic positions or any position the body should be. We feel we're going on a spiritual journey, so the body should be relaxed, and whatever state we can sit calm and relax for a while is what we should take. We should close the eyes very gently, making sure our eyeballs are straight, focus 8 to 10 inches in front of us. And as we close our eyes, just repeat any name of God that you feel comfortable with. And if you don't believe in God, you can repeat any name which is calming or peaceful to you. Just do this repetition mentally, not out loud. And as you repeat God's name mentally, right in front of you, with time, a light will sprout forth. It could be circles of light, it could be flashes of light. The light could be of various colors. It could be golden, it could be white, red, blue, green, yellow, orange, or any other color. Just keep your gaze in the middle. With time, these lights will stabilize for you, So what actually is happening is the light of God is within each and every one of you. When you concentrate, you experience the light. When you're distracted, you experience darkness. So with time, as your concentration gets less and less and less, you are experiencing that the flashes light are coming and going. But as your consciousness gets more and more and more, you see that the lights are stabilized. Because the lights are there all the time anyway. And so as your concentration gets better, you experience the light more, as if it's stable. And then with time you go beyond the lights to a sky full of stars, or inner moon, or inner sun, and many, many other vistas open up for you. So whatever is right for you is the experience you're going to have. Just gaze in the middle, and I pray to God Almighty and to the three great spiritual masters of past century, Hazur Baba Sawan Singh Ji Maharaj, Param Sant Kripal Singh Ji Maharaj, and Dayal Prasann Darshan Singh Ji Maharaj, to help guide us into the spiritual journey so that we're able to experience the divine light in its effulgence. So we'll sit just for a few minutes. I'll be getting out of this meditative state at that time, and my best wishes are with each and every one of you. Please leave off. Please leave off.